Yo, what is going on, y'all? It's your boy HD MMA back at it again with another video. This is my immediate instant reaction and breakdown to UFC 323 Merab versus Yan 2. And this was a crazy ass fight card, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This fight card was crazy. Tons of insane finishes, insane fights. Fucking Yan getting the title back from Merab, which is crazy. I've never would have thought that in a million years. Yan beating Merab and getting the title back, but that's MMA for you. The co-main was very sorry ending, very uneventful, very dreadful just ending. Just that fight could have gone a million ways, but it just ended up going the worst way possible, in my opinion. The featured fight was pretty cool, and the rest of the fights were bangers, apart for a couple women's fight. But yeah, a lot of the fights on this card were bangers. Some fight of the nights, a few fights, I would say, like round of the year contenders for some of these fights, or one of these or a couple of these fights. But yeah, and I went 8-5 on picks for this card. Not too shabby. I could have done better. The fucking god damn, I should have switched my pick for that fucking. I should have waited for fucking the weigh-ins for Cejudo. Cejudo looks so drained and so like empty. He looked like he had nothing in him, no fight in him left. But yeah, this card was pretty crazy. Some wild outcomes and some wild stuff moving forward. So let's get into this first fight on the prelims. First fight to kick off the card. I thought it was going to be a stinker kicking off the card, but it ended up playing out. The outcome ended up playing out good. We got Myron Santos defeating Muhammad Naimov in the third round by KO. I picked Muhammad Naimov to win. I thought he would be able to stay like kind of stink it up and stay on the outside and like be safe and all that. But Myron Santos, he's very powerful for 145, very physical, good reach on him too. And yeah, he was just landing good shots on Muhammad Naimov, just staying in front of him, staying on the pressure, keeping Muhammad Naimov on the back foot, circling him. He wasn't like following Naimov as much as I thought he would. He was really just kind of standing his base and kind of, stand your fucking base, stand your fucking base. You know, he was standing his base, not following him, but kind of cutting off the cage of Naimov, cutting off the movement of Naimov. And every time they would exchange, Naimov would just go straight to the grappling, push him up against the cage, and just try and stall from there, like I imagined he would have. Did that for a lot of the first round. It was a couple good shots Santos landed. He landed a good right hand in the first round that woke Naimov up a little bit, got the attention of Naimov. And yeah, it was just other than that, it was just Naimov clinching Santos up against the cage for round one. Round two was much of the same stuff. Round one, some exchanges on the feet, Naimov moving against the cage on the outside, Myron Santos pressuring, throwing some strikes here and there as well. Naimov, he tried to like farm with like a wheel kick or something like that in the second round. Just more clinching, more stuff of that. Santos, he was trying to get some buzz out of the crowd, slapping the back of Naimov, started raising his hands like, this is what y'all paid for. This is what y'all paid for. Getting the crowd riled up in the second round, and then that's it. That was it for the second round. Then the third round starts. They start at the they start on the feet for a little bit. Myron, he's doing much the same thing, pressuring him. They end up They get into a little exchange on the feet, a little boxing exchange, and then boom, Santos fucking throws a right hand over the top, clips Naimov on the top of the head or like on the temple area, clips him bad, hurts him, drops him, and then finishes him up on the ground. Yeah, so it was a good win for Myron Santos. He's got a lot of power in his hands. He hurt Naimov really bad. That's like, I think that's the most hurt Naimov has been in his whole career. Like clipped him bad, like rocked him really bad. When he dropped him, he didn't like flash dropped him. He rocked him really bad, and Naimov just covered up. So yeah, he's got a lot of power in his hands for a 45er. He's long. He's got a good reach. You know, he's very pressure heavy. He kind of has like a sort of like a Mauricio Rufy like style of striking. I know he switched gyms to the Fighting Nerds, but that's what he really kind of reminded me of with his like boxing and punching at range. He reminded me a lot of like Hoofy, but like kind of more use with his lead hand. But yeah, good stuff for Myron Santos. You know, assuming he can make the weight at 45. I know he missed weight for this fight, but if he can make the weight and stay down here, I think he'll be a good little prospect at 45. So yeah, good win for him, and that made me fucking 0-1 on the card. But I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad. It was a good win, exciting little win, exciting little third round TKO. You know, you love to see that at the start of a card. Moving on, we got. Get this out of the way. Moving on, we got Mansour Abdul Malik defeating Antonio Trockley in the first round with a guillotine. This was pretty fucking straightforward. Not a lot to talk about. The fucking fight started. Abdul Malik was on the pressure a lot in this fight, moving forward in his very low stance, looking very coiled up, like it was gonna explode. He blitzed in a few times on Trockley. Trockley kind of just evaded forward, kind of moved out of the way of it. Although I will say one thing, in the blitzes of Abdul Malik, he didn't look like wild. I know there were like fast, explosive blitzes, but he didn't look like wild and out of control and like just like a bull just running straight forward. I remember in one of them, he blitzed forward, and then Trockley like moved back and like sidestepped out of the way and tried to like counter with I think like a right hand or something like that. And then Abdul Malik, while he was like at the end of the blitz and like kind of going into the cage, he saw like the right hand of Trockley coming, and he like moved out of the way of that. So that showed me he had like awareness in the cage, and he wasn't just like putting his head down, just going forward, blitzing at Trockley, which is good to see for a young like prospect and a powerful guy like Abdul Malik. But yeah, just a couple blitzes, and then Trockley comes in on Abdul Malik, and Malik level changes, gets a double leg, runs Trockley up against the cage, runs Trockley across the octagon. Gets Trockley down. Trockley kind of gets on his back, tries to like go into half guard for a little bit. Doesn't really do anything with it. Malik stays on top. Trockley tries to scramble, gets onto his knees, and goes to like wrestle up with a single leg, and then Abdul Malik immediately just latches up the guillotine. Standing guillotine, latches it up, and puts the squeeze on Trockley, and Trockley taps immediately. So good win for Mansour Abdul Malik. Trockley, he should not be in the UFC. He's just He's just tall. You know, he wants to play poker and shit. I know they talked about that in his walkout. Go fucking play poker, bro. We do not need you in the UFC. But yeah, good win for good quick little win for Monster Abdul Malik. Stays undefeated. I like to see him not a ranked opponent because Trockley is shit. I want to see him versus like a Teba Gautier. Him and Teba Gautier when they fight. I mean, not when they fight, but when Teba Gautier finishes his next opponent that they announced. He's fighting like what, Andre Poliev? That's who he's fighting next. Andre Poliev. Gonna destroy him. I like to see Monster Abdul Malik and Teba Gautier for Abdul Malik next fight. His next fight. Blah. Moving on. What the fuck? Alright, moving on. This one was fucking crazy, y'all. If y'all missed this one, I am so fucking sorry. Y'all gotta watch this one back. This one was fucking insane. We got Iwo Baraniski. Fuck. Ivo Baraniski defeating Ibo Aslan in round 1 in a crazy back and forth exchange. So fight starts off. They both get in the center. Fucking Iwo, he blitzes in with like a couple overhands. They get to trading in the pocket, and then Iwo cracks Ibo Aslan with a combo that drops, kind of sits Ibo Aslan down on his knees. Iwo backs Aslan up against the cage. They start teeing off on each other, and they're teeing off on each other up against the cage, and Ibo Aslan cracks Iwo with a combination. Iwo, he gets knocked down, gets back up. They're both trading on each other, and then Iwo cracks Aslan with another combination that drops Aslan bad, and Aslan turtles up. And then Iwo starts unloading on him with ground and pound shots, and fucking Aslan, he eventually recovers, gets back up. They're still up against the cage, and then they both start fucking exchanging on each other again. They like walk across go across the octagon to the other side of the cage, while like trading on each other, or while like pressuring each other forward. And then fucking while Iwo over here has his back up against the cage, he fucking counters Ibo Aslan with a massive I think it was a left hook. Counters him with a massive left hook, drops him really bad, and then finishes him on the ground with ground and pound, knocks him out cold with ground and pound shots. So it was a great, very exciting win for Iwo Baraniski. Stays undefeated. Very entertaining fighter. Goes for the finish. Not scared to trade. Not scared to put his head down and fucking swing, bite on that mouthpiece and give it. Put some fucking mustard on his shots. Great new fun fighter at light heavyweight. Yeah, I don't know who he fights next, but yeah, it was a great win for Iwo Baraniski. Yeah, and that made me 2-1 on the card. Next one, we got Jalen Turner defeating Edson Barboza in round 1 by KO. This was a brutal performance from Jalen Turner. Seeing fucking Barboza get brutalized like that was unsettling to watch, to say the least. fucking Turner, man, he was switched on in this fight. He looked good in the boxing. They first off, the fight starts off, they both get in the center, start trading on each other. They're both trading like combinations. I remember fucking Edson, he was trying to land like a overhand over the top of Jalen's Jalen's jab. I think he was trying to land an overhand over the top of Jalen's jab. Jalen was taking it well. Jalen was throwing combos while Edson was throwing like these single shots, big looping shots, while Jalen was keeping it tight with combos. They start trading. Jalen throws an elbow. I didn't even see this when it actually happened or notice it. I thought it was like a head clash or something like that. That Jalen hit Barboza with, but Jalen throws an elbow. I watched it back on the replay. Jalen throws an elbow at Barboza while they're trading in the pocket, and that slices Barboza open on like the top of his head, like right here. Y'all can't see through my hair, but like right here on like the top of his head, on the top of Barboza's head, there's like a massive fucking gash from an elbow that Jalen threw while they were trading in the pocket. That hurt. That kind of like hurt and like stumbled Barboza, kind of like wobbled him. And then they started trading some more, and then Jalen lands a slick ass 3-piece combo that drops Barboza. And then from there, it was the end of the fight. To be honest, Barboza gets dropped. He backs up against the cage, backs up to the cage, has his back up against the cage, and Jalen starts fucking wailing on him. Hooks. Just Barboza just trying to run away, turn his head away, trying to get away from the danger, but Jalen's just on him the entire time, just hooks. Fucks up Barboza badly. Then Barboza just fucking just wilts. I was gonna say quits, but I think anybody would fucking get dropped in that sequence from Jalen. Barboza just fucking wilts up and just gets dropped to his knees while trying to run away from the onslaught of fucking Jalen's barrage. And Herdine just steps it in and calls it off there. So yeah, impressive win for Jalen Turner. Impressive comeback win. From Jalen coming back to the lightweight to lightweight, putting a statement on fucking Edson Barboza, putting on a beautiful statement, beautiful performance, very good boxing showcase, great power showcase from him as well. And yeah, making us fucking hitting us with the y'all must have forgot on us, man. Hitting us with the y'all must have forgot. Or not really. He was a big favorite on this card, but in this fight, I mean, not on this card, but in this fight, he was a big favorite to win. I picked him to win, and I knew he would do that. I said in the second, but he got it done in the first. Good enough. Good shit from Jalen Turner. Moving on to the final of the early prelims. We got Bruna Ferreira beating Marvin Vettori by unanimous decision, 29-28. This was Bruna Ferreira just landing the more significant shots, the more damaging shots on Marvin, and Marvin just not evolving, not learning, just him having a 1-2 in the chin, just a 1-2, 1-1-2 in the chin. That's all Marvin's had. How the fuck did Marvin get to a title shot, bro? How the absolute fuck did Marvin get to a title shot? Oh, not my mouth is dry. I gotta drink some water. How the fuck did Marvin Vettori get to a title shot, bro? And the fact that fucking he didn't have a close fight with him. I don't know what the fuck I was about to say. But the fact that Marvin Vettori got to a title shot just shows how fucking That's how free fucking 2020 and 2021 was, bro. That's how free that shit was, bro. That shit is crazy that Marvin Vettori got to a title shot with the skill set that he has. Him just having a 1-2 in the chin. That's all he had, and that's all that Marvin Vettori threw in this fight. Just a 1-2. He would like try and throw some leg kicks here and there. He threw like one body kick, I remember, or one head kick. I remember too. But it was just 1-2, 1-1-2. Eat the shots of Fahea. Answer with the 1-1-2 for the whole fight. Fahea, he attempted some takedowns. Marvin was stuffing him well, and Marvin went for his takedown as well. He got that. Fahea scrambled up, got out of that, and this was mainly just Fahea just landing the more effective shots, landing the more damaging shots on Marvin. Marvin having more visible damage on his face, and he's I think he's gonna get cut from the UFC. After this, I think that's 4 losses in a row. I think it might be a 4, but 4 losses in a row from Marvin, losing to Bruno Fahea, who is the new like up and coming rising star. That's not rising star, but rising prospect. That's why the UFC made this matchup in the first place, and the UFC got what they wanted. They wanted the younger or the more rising, more exciting prospect in Bruno Fahea to get over Marvin Vettori, and that's what he did. So good stuff for Marvin. Good stuff for Marvin. Good stuff for fucking Fahea. Just blockheadedness from Marvin. You can't just be a blockhead in fucking the UFC. You gotta have some fight finishing ability on top of your blockheadedness. You can't just take shots on the chin and expect to win fights. So good performance from Fahea, and he won not exactly how I thought he would, but he won how I said he would win. If you know what I mean. I think I might have said that. He won he got the result I said he would. Yeah, he got the result I said he would. That's what I wanted to say. Moving on to the prelims, we got Faraz Ziam defeating Nazim Sadikov. Oh, and that made me 4-1 on picks with that Bruno Fahea win. Moving on, we got Faraz Ziam defeating Nazim Sadikov in the second round at the pretty much the end of the second round with an elbow. This was a really good showcase from Faraz Ziam. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I watched one fight of his when I made that prediction video, and when I was researching for this matchup, I watched one fight of Ziam, and he looked gassed in the second round, and I thought Sadikov was gonna be able to have the better cardio and kind of like outpace him and stuff like that, but that was not the case at all. Faraz Ziam, in the first round, he was on Sadikov, got him in the grappling, pushed him up against the cage, took the back. Took Nazim Sadikov down, took his back really slickly, just had him in the back take, or had back position on Nazim Sadikov for Ziam for the entire of round one, or the majority of round one. Just had the back, was threatening chokes, ground and pound, elbowing the shoulder of Nazim Sadikov, just dominant control from Faraz Ziam for most of the first round. And then the second round, they start off at range. Faraz Ziam really using his range very well, just making Nazim Sadikov run into stuff, run into jabs. I remember Sadikov tried to blitz in, and Ziam threw a jab at him that kind of like stumbled Nazim Sadikov back, got him off balance. I don't think it wobbled him, but it definitely got him off balance. And yeah, Faraz Ziam was really just using his range really well, using his reach really well, using leg kicks really well. Yeah, he in the second round, after all the striking stuff, he got Nazim Sadikov up against the cage, got him on a takedown, really using that good. He had a really good high crotch in this fight. He was like getting the high crotch, getting his hands clasped on that, backing up from the cage while lifting Sadikov up in the, just like dumping him with ease on dumping Nazim Sadikov with ease on his head, which was very slick to see. And then he got him down with another takedown. I think like a body lock, lifting him up with a body lock, got him down. Got control on him on the ground. Got some ground and pound for Ziam. And then at the end, when I thought the fight was going to end, and when fucking Nazim Sadikov thought the fight was going to end, he kind of just like laxed and kind of like, just kind of waited until the bell. And then Faraz Ziam catches Sadikov with an elbow, turned it over, caught him with the elbow that rocked Sadikov, while Ziam was on top position. Caught him with an elbow on top that hurt Sadikov bad, and caught him with that elbow like 3 seconds or 4 seconds left in the round. Caught him with that elbow and then started unloading ground and pound shots, and then the bell rung, and then right like as the bell rung, the ref called it off. So yeah, it was weird watching it in real time. I thought it was a weird stoppage, but looking back, it was it was just in the nick of time. The ref was just in the nick of time for stopping the fight. So good performance, really good performance from Faraz Ziam, using his reach really well, using his length really well. And he looks like a really very good technical prospect in the lightweight division. And I bought into the Nazim Sadikov hype, bro. I bought into the hype. He had really good fights, really entertaining fights, and I thought he would pull this one through, but he ended up coming up short, and that made me 4-2 on the card so far going into the prelims. Moving on. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I wasn't really watching this fight, bro. I was watching something else, you know what I'm saying? Something that rhymes with Might Forts, if you catch my drift. But we got fucking Macy Barber winning this fight by unanimous decision. This was kind of weird, to be honest with y'all. They were kind of like standing at range of each other. Karina Silva in the first round, she got the takedown on Macy Barber. Got the takedown, tried to get the back of Macy Barber. Got her down to the ground. Was on the side of Macy Barber, trying to like get the back and take the back of Macy Barber, which Barber was defending well, not letting Karina Silva scoot all the way onto the back, fully onto the back. She was always like kind of off to the side, kind of like on the side, on the shoulder, trying to hold on. Eventually Karina Silva gets to the back, but she's like, jeez, I'm itchy. She's like on the back, with her back against the cage, and kind of like in like a fucking like a car seat kind of position, like a car seat kind of back position, where her back was on against the cage, and she was kind of like on the bottom with it. And then Macy Barber was just defending the hands the entire time for most of the first round. defending the hands, defending any choke threats or anything like that, defending ground and pound, just grabbing the hands using wrist control. For most of the first round. Second round starts. They're at range with each other, blah blah blah. Then I think Macy shoots a takedown on Karina Silva. Karina Silva, she scrambles, and ends up illegally up kicking Macy. Like mid scramble, she tries a Granby roll and ends up kicking Macy while Macy was still on the ground. You had a little timeout. Macy was kind of farming it. I'm not gonna lie. She was like, the up kick landed on Macy's chin, but it wasn't like a full force kick. It was like it caught her like right on the like edge of the chin, like kinda, but it wasn't like a full like fucking Tony Ferguson and Edson Barboza, like they were like, it was a full like chambered kick, like full chambered like leg, and exploded with the leg into a kick. So yeah, Macy was kind of like farming it a little bit, kind of stumbling, had a limp while she was while they were separated. Little time ran out. They went back to the fight. Macy Barber, she gets the takedown immediately after the time off or the timeout. Gets the takedown, controls Karine Silva for a bit. Gets the back of Karine Silva, starts rolls around on Karina's back for a little bit, and then Karine Silva ends up locking like a triangle up on or she ends up scrambling out onto on bottom, and ends up locking up a triangle on Macy, and then uses that to reverse her and flip her over and end up on top in like a mounted triangle. And then she kind of stays in there for like the last 10 seconds of the second round, and doesn't really do anything with it. Doesn't really get any ground and pound off or anything like that. Just stays in that for the rest of the second round. Third round starts, and Macy, she gets on it immediately with a takedown. She just controls her. Macy just controls her with the takedown for most of the third round. Just some ground and pound, some clinch work here and there, just racking up control time. And yeah, that was it for the third round. And Macy won it 39-28. I mean 30-27 on fucking one scorecard. I thought she won the fight, so not really much controversy there. For some reason, they didn't fucking take a point away for the up kick of Karine Silva, which just further just goes towards the if we're not gonna fucking enforce rules and penalize fouls, then why the fuck are they even there in the first place? Why the fuck is it even a foul if you can just get away with it in the first place? What the fuck are these refs doing, bro? This shit makes no sense. But yeah, even with all of the drama with these fouls, they still don't penalize fouls. They still don't fucking have strict rules for the penalization of fouls. Fucking Karine Silva just upkicked Macy Barber in the face illegally, and all she gets is a stern warning. Yeah, that makes no sense. But yeah, a good win for Macy Barber. I didn't realize Macy Barber was fucking ranked number 5 in the world at women's flyweight, which is insane. She does not look like a number 5 ranked fighter in the world. But yeah, that's WMMA for you. Moving on, and that made me 5-2 on picks. Moving on. Now I feel I'm kind of feeling myself after this. You know what? I'm kind of feeling myself after this. I am feeling myself after this. I predicted this fight perfectly. I mean, down to the last minute detail. I'm doing the hands. Down to the last minute detail. I was doing the hands under the desk. But yeah, we got Chris Duncan defeating Terrence McKinney in the first round by sub, and I said he would do it by sub. God, I wish I had a Scottish accent to that I can pull out here. But yeah, I can't do that. So I'm just gonna discuss what happened. We got fucking the first round starts. Terrence McKinney does what Terrence McKinney does best and just bum rushes everybody. He gets on the front foot immediately, starts unloading strikes on fucking Chris Duncan. I don't think Chris Duncan was hurt that bad during like the barrages and the flurries of Terrence McKinney. Because he didn't get like dropped or like dropped to a knee or anything like that, or like very stumbled and like wobbly like that. Or he was kind of stumbling and wobbly, but he wasn't like really like chicken legged or anything like that. He was just kind of like swaying like forward and back, kind of like that. But he wasn't like hurt that badly from any of the strikes of Terrence McKinney, which is pretty crazy to think of. But yeah, Terrence McKinney is just fucking unloading shots on him, unloading combos and strikes. Chris Duncan, he survives. He weathers through all of it. He throws a couple back. He throws a few combinations back that end up kind of like stumbling McKinney. And McKinney's still on the pressure. He's still unloading combos. I think they get into a like a clinch position. Fucking Chris Duncan reverses and puts Terrence McKinney's back to the cage, and then Chris Duncan throws an elbow, real tight elbow in the clinch that drops Terrence McKinney to his knees, starts unloading ground and pound shots on him. The ref doesn't just wants Terrence McKinney to just fight out of the position the whole time. Fucking Mark Goddard, he was a ref in the fight. He just was fucking, he must have had money on McKinney winning the fight, because fucking he just gave McKinney every single chance in the world to keep continuing in the fight, while fucking Chris Duncan was just wailing on him on the ground. I need to shave, Jesus. While Chris Duncan was just wailing on him on the ground. McKinney was just not defending the strikes at all. In this, just fucking Chris Duncan was just wailing on him. Ends up in like a front headlock position and ends up latching up a anaconda choke. That as soon as Chris Duncan latched it up and got to the ground with it, Terrence McKinney doesn't fight the arms. He just like waits for a second and just taps immediately to it. So yeah, good win from good exciting back and forth scrap from these guys. Good win for Chris Duncan. He fucking in his post fight interview, he fucking said to Joe Rogan he wanted to get on the podcast. You were not getting on the podcast with the, it's like, Joe Rogan, I want to come on your podcast. Yeah, I got a great story to tell. My fucking mother, my mother, she died right before me first fight in the UFC. That was whatever I think a Scottish accent was. But you are not going on the fucking podcast, bro. You just beat fucking Terrence McKinney. You are not getting on the podcast. Maybe if fucking Khalil Roundtree can't make it for the 12th time, he'll call you up on a slow Tuesday on some shit. But you're not getting on that podcast anytime soon, bro. But yeah, good win from Chris Duncan and the W. That was a real sneaky pick by me. That really was. That really was a real sneaky pick by me. That really is. But yeah, good shit, and that made me 6-2 on 6-2 on the card. Moving on to the final fight of the prelims, we got, and I said this shit, I predicted this shit. That was a 2. That was a 2P from your boy. That was 2 really sneaky picks by me. That really was really Sneaky picks by me. Manuel Torres. He's a really great fighter. He really is. He really is a really great fighter. We got Manuel Torres defeating Grant Dawson in the first round. This was a sick performance from Manuel Torres. I didn't realize this was a. They both say like switch stance on their like fighter bios on this website for some reason, but I didn't. For most of this fight, this was an open stance matchup, and while the fight was happening, I was fucking super worried for Torres, because fucking Grant Dawson, he was spamming like that rear body kick in the open stance, and I thought Torres's hands kept on like drifting lower and lower to his body and weren't covering his face as much, and I thought there was a fucking Grant Dawson was gonna sneak up a high kick and fucking spin Torres's head off his fucking shoulders, but that ended up not happening. Fucking Grant Dawson, he was looking super shit in the boxing. He was just like winging these fucking 2006 wrestler ass overhands on Manuel Torres. None of them were fucking doing anything. Just looking really shit in the boxing. Just overhand again and again. He was throwing good body kicks, which was not gonna knock him for that. He was throwing some really good body kicks, but in the boxing, he was looking like dog shit, just winging overhands. Trying to do like the Chad Mendez fucking setup for takedowns, winging overhands, going to a takedown. Torres, he was defending, seeing all of the takedowns well, and then they exchanged for a bit in the pocket after like some body kicks here and there. They exchange in the pocket. Grant Dawson, he comes in with like a combo. Manuel moves out of the way of it, throws like a jab that lands on the shoulder and bounces off the shoulder of Dawson, and then throws a left hand over the shoulder, throws a right hook, and then a left hook. That's what I think. Throws a right hook and then a left hook that clips the fuck out of Grant Dawson, drops him badly, and then finishes Dawson on the ground. So, yeah, good stuff. Manuel Torres, he's a freaking problem at 155. For some reason, my wrist is getting really funked. But, yeah, fucking Manuel Torres, he looks like a real problem at 155. He's got good power, good athleticism, not, like, very frail or whatever, good muscle, and, yeah, he's really nasty with the striking and the boxing, and he has a good takedown defense. So, great win for Manuel Torres. Moving on, and that made me 7-2. I went 7-2 on the prelims. So yeah, good stuff. Moving on to the main card, we got Jan Blachowicz and Bogdan Guskov going to a draw. 28-28 on two scorecards, making it a draw for both these guys. I thought this was a draw fight, not even gonna lie. Going back, the first round was pretty close. I would say I'd give Jan the first round, or Jan Blachowicz. I would say I'd give him the first round. The second round, I would give that to that was a 10-8 for Guskov, I think. The second round was a 10-8 for Guskov when he dropped Jan with the right hand, and then started just unloading ground and pound on him, and just kept controlling him on the ground for the rest of the second round. In the third round, that was extreme. That was like wire close. I wouldn't feel comfortable giving either fighter the third round. I mean, they both were landing shots. Bogdan Guskov, he was doing more visible damage to Jan. I think he busted Jan's nose, and he cut Jan on the side of the left eye. Bogdan Guskov, he looked clean for most of the fight in terms of like visual damage. He wasn't showing that much. He had some like redness on his lead leg, but not that much like visible damage on him. But yeah, they were just going like kind of strike for strike. And Guskov, one weakness about him, he's kind of like Marvin Vettori. Like he just throws like straight shots a lot. He doesn't really throw that much looping shots, and that was kind of his detriment. I was fucking while I was watching this fight, I was fucking clamoring for fucking Guskov to throw like an uppercut, since Jan was like had his head really had his chin tucked and his head like dipped down really low. I was fucking praying for fucking Guskov to throw like an uppercut. I thought that would have done wonders for him in this fight, or like a knee up the middle, since Jan had his head so low and so and his chin tucked so like inwards. I thought a knee up the middle or like an uppercut would pay dividends in this fight. But Bogdan Guskov, he just kept throwing straight shots. His fucking he has good movement, but him like kind of going into the pocket with his hands down really worried me in this fight. I was so worried that Jan was kind of, if Jan was like 10 years younger or something like that, I think Jan would have like threw a hook or a couple hooks at fucking at a Guskov, while Guskov waited in the pocket with his hands down, and would have clipped Guskov with it. I knew, or something like that. Or if he fights someone up in the rankings, like an Olberg or something like that, and starts to like go into the pocket or close distance with his hands down, I feel like he's gonna get caught. But yeah, none of that happened. When did Jan knock Guskov down? Did he knock him? Yeah, he knocked him down in the third round, I remember. They were both hurting each other in the third round. And at the end of the third round, Jan knocked him down with a right hook, I think. While Guskov was like moving backwards up into the cage, Jan blitzed in and clipped him with a right hook that dropped him at the end of the round. It didn't like hurt him that bad. It just kind of wobbled him and dropped him. He popped right back up at the end of the round. Oh shit. But yeah. This fight was extremely close, and I feel it feels right calling this fight a draw, and that's the second draw of Jan Blachowicz, or for Jan Blachowicz, in like the past couple years, or in his most recent fights. That's his second draw. Yeah, I think he's slowing down. He is not the fighter that he once was. But at least he keeps his fucking he keeps his top 5 spot at least in this fight. So yeah, I think not gonna lie, I think Jan should fight Azamat Murzakanov next. Not even gonna lie. I think that would be a good fight. But yeah, do better, both of y'all. not a good performance. Do better from both of y'all. This one was this fight was crazy. Not even gonna lie. We got Peyton Talbot defeating Henry Cejudo by unanimous decision, 30-27 on all scorecards. This was an insane fight. This was a sick fight. First off, it starts off. Peyton Talbot's way fucking bigger than Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo's fucking standing with his chin up in the air like that. To Peyton Talbot as just asking to get chinned by Peyton Talbot. Henry starts off with the pressure a lot. He threw a lot of leg kicks in this fight early on. He threw a lot of leg kicks to start it off in round 1. Threw some leg kicks, and then Peyton Talbot, he throws the first punches of the fight, I believe. Throws a 1-2 that fucking lands extremely cleanly on Henry Cejudo. That stung him. Kind of like backed him up a bit, but then Henry took it well. Henry's more under pressure, more leg kicks. They were both kind of leg kicking. Both exchanging on the feet with the boxing here and there. And then in the first round, Peyton Talbot gets into the clinch and then hits Henry with an inside trip, gets him down. Interesting. Gets him down, gets Henry down, and fucking controls Henry on the ground for a bit. Some ground and pound. Henry scrambles up for a little bit. Scrambles up and then gets back to the feet. They both start exchanging. Payne's just landing way more effective shots. Henry's faster. He was way faster than Talbot, but Talbot's shots, whenever he landed, he would hit Henry, and he would rarely miss in this fight. I want to see the significant strike accuracy, because it felt like Talbot could not miss in this fight whenever he threw his hands. He was just hitting Henry so fucking so much with the boxing, and looking really good in the grappling too. That's something I want to say. He looked really clean with the takedowns. Looked good with the grappling defense. For being a fucking Olympic level wrestler, Henry's grappling looked so fucking dog shit in this fight for some reason. It looks so like archaic. That's what I want to say. It looks so archaic in this fight. You can really tell like the evolution of fighting and of grappling and wrestling in MMA, how far it's come, where you can't just like roll up, or even a guy who's never like been through like to the traditional wrestling system in like America and wrestled in college and did Olympic this and NCAA this and that. Even a guy like that who just trains MMA at like any gym can defend the takedowns and the grappling of an Olympic level wrestler in the US, which is crazy. So that was most of the first round. In the second round, things really heated up. They really started exchanging. Peyton Talbot, he gets some more takedowns, like one more takedown on Henry, controls him for a little bit. Henry scrambles up. They start exchanging way more. I think Talbot dropped Henry with a jab, I think, at the start of the second round. Dropped him with a jab. Henry scrambled up. He didn't really hurt Henry that bad with it, but I think that was the knockdown in this fight for Talbot. Jesus, indigestion. I need to Tums before I start these videos. Jesus. So yeah, Talbot, he dropped Henry in the start of the first round. They start exchanging on the feet, wild exchanges from both of these guys. Talbot's just landing the heavier, more powerful shots. Leg kicks. Talbot starts throwing knees up the middle too on Henry, which were really effective. Knees in the clinch, or whenever they were trading in the pocket, Talbot would get the tie clinch or the tie plum, throw a knee up the middle. That was landing really well on Henry. More grappling exchanges from both of these guys. Talbot was defending takedowns from Henry. And then in the third round, it was more just the same of the second round, but just a little bit of a slower pace, because they kind of like they emptied a lot of the fucking tank in that second round. Just more wild exchanges from both these guys. Talbot landing the more powerful shots, more grappling defense. I think Talbot hugs Henry up against the cage. Talbot hugs fucking Henry up against the cage for a little bit. They break, more wild exchanges, and then in the last 10 seconds of the fucking third round, fucking Talbot, he does the Holloway fucking point to the ground, and they fucking bang it out for the last 10 seconds. Pause. Bang it out for the last 10 seconds of the second round. Not the fucking second round. Jesus, the fucking third round. God, I'm tired. Fuck. But yeah, they fucking bang it out for the last 10 seconds of the third round. Yeah, this was the changing of the guard. This was just Henry just not being on the top level, not being the crafty unk, not being the fucking, just not having it anymore. To be frank, to be truthful. But yeah, it was I don't want to say it was a good performance, because Talbot, he was going to war with Henry, who was not in it. He was not in his in the right mindset for this fight. If Henry was out there like this is just I'm gonna fraud check this guy, or I'm gonna show this young buck what's up. I'm gonna show him how we did it back in the old days. I think Henry would have fared better, but Talbot went to war with him, an old Henry, who's on a losing streak. So I don't really I don't know how it's gonna. I need to think about it. I don't know how that's gonna affect how I view him as a contender, and how well he's gonna go forward moving up the division. But yeah, Peyton Talbot's ranked now. He's ranked number 10, and now Henry's retiring. He had a speech with Dana White at the end of the fight, which was I don't know how to think about it. Whenever I want to like get inspired whenever Henry talks, because of like his accomplishments. Whenever I hear him talk, it's just like it's just like I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear Henry talk for like a long extended period of time. I feel like he wants to say something like so like profound and so like quotable, but it just ends up like just not being that way. Yeah. Good This was a good fight though. This was a really fun fight to watch, really good fight to watch, both these guys. This was a fight of the night for sure. I think this was fight of the night. Yeah, both these guys put it on for the fans, and I'm happy about that. And that made me 7-3 in the card. I don't count this, bro. I'm not counting that. 7-3 in the card. And moving on, we got Tatsuro Taira defeating Brandon Moreno in the second round. TK on him in the second round. This fight, damn, Moreno landed fucking 9 strikes. Jesus. Holy fuck. Yeah, this fight, it started off, Taira looked big for the weight class, man. His back looks so fucking big and muscular in this fight. And he looked powerful too. He looked fast. Taira looked good. He looked really good in this fight. He looked like he looked championship material in this fight. Yeah. And so in the first round, starts off, Taira throws a few punches that were fast and powerful. Moreno kind of like took him well, or I don't know what he did. I think he like blocked him or something like that. Hit my lip with that. Yeah, Moreno blocked it or took it well. They just kind of stand at range at each other. Throw like a leg kick here and there. I think Taira goes to a takedown attempt. Taira goes for a takedown attempt on fucking on Moreno, backs him up, gets him up against the cage, and then Moreno scrambles, gets Tyra into this like modified like triangle position. It was a triangle, where Moreno was on the bottom, but it wasn't like a locked in triangle. He was just like had his legs locked in the triangle, Moreno, and was just kind of controlling Tyra, just not letting him go anywhere, not letting him like get mount or pass or do anything like that on the ground. He was just controlling Tyra there. Tyra was just staying there, just chilling, not getting choked. He made it so he moved his body like to the far side of the choke to not get choked. Moreno was just holding him there. He was loosening up the lock, the triangle, so his legs wouldn't get gassed out, and he was just holding Tyra there for the majority of the first round. Yeah, he tried to like sweep Tyra with it, but Tyra was wise to it, defending it well, not letting that happen. And yeah, that was most of the first round. It was pretty uneventful for the first round. Second round, they were on the feet for a little bit, exchanged some punches, and then Tyra goes for a takedown again, gets it, backs Moreno up against the cage, and not up against the cage. He gets him like out into the open. I'm mixing this shit up. He gets Moreno down out into the open. They scramble for a little bit. Tyra gets the back of Moreno, and then it was like, as soon as Tyra got the back, it was kind of all downhill from there. He gets the back of Moreno, starts punching, starts threatening chokes. At first, he started threatening a bit of chokes. Moreno was defending it, and then he gets on top of Moreno with the back take and starts flattening him out, and then just starts unloading. Or no, he doesn't get the back at first. Tyra, he gets the takedown, and then he gets mount first. I'm remembering it. He gets mount first, and then Moreno gets his arms under Tyra while Tyra has mount, scrambles out of it, and then Tyra latches onto the back of Moreno, well, like Moreno turtles or whatever. But yeah, Tyra gets the back of Moreno, kind of threatens some chokes here and there, and then gets on top of Moreno with the back take and flattens out Moreno. And then I just farted. Hope y'all didn't hear that. But Tyra just flattens out Moreno, throws ground and pound at Moreno. Just Moreno tries to roll and kind of buck out of it or whatever, but he's just kind of stuck there. And then the ref stops the fight. I thought it was a bit early for the ref to stop the fight. In reality, this was a title eliminator. I think the person who won this fight is gonna fight for the title next, at flyweight. So yeah, you gotta let these guys like go out there and you gotta let them fight out of the position a little bit more. I mean, I know you gotta stop the fight, and Moreno was kind of like, he was bucking, just kind of like going back down. But you gotta let these guys fight out of the position a little bit more. I mean, fucking on the same card, fucking Chris Duncan was unloaded like 50 ground and pound shots on Terrence McKinney, and y'all didn't stop it. But fucking Tatsuro Taira lands 6 shots on the back of Brendan Moreno on the side of the temple for ground and pound, and you know, stop that. That's not right to me. That's just not right. But yeah, good win for Tatsuro Taira. Good performance. He looked really good in this fight. Looked fast, looked powerful, grappling looked slick, looked slick. Back take was slick. Looked really powerful in the grappling, knew what he was doing, and yeah, it was a really good performance from Tetsuya Taira, and that was the featured fight, and that made me 8-3 on the card. Moving into the co-main. Now this co-main, oh my god, this co-main. So we got Joshua Van defeating Alexandre Pantoja by TKO, by injury. Fucking, this just absolutely killed the hype. Not killed the hype, but like killed the title picture at flyweight. Not even a lie, because Pantoja got injured, and it kind of like the way like Joe Rogan and the commentators were writing off Pantoja after this fight happened. They just wrote him off so quickly. After once like Van got the title put around this waist, it was so disrespectful to Pantoja, cause he's super dominant champion, and then he breaks his arm and they just fucking write him off, just throw him to the wayside, and then they fucking talk about fucking Van and Tyra at flyweight next for the title, and I'm like, let fucking Pantoja recover and run this shit back. And the way Van was fucking celebrating on the cage, getting his mom in the cage, shouting out his fucking mom, his people, or whatever the fuck. It was making me mad. It was grinding my gears. It was grinding my fucking gears, the way how they did Pantoja like that. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like it at all. Not at all. You know, I didn't like it at all. I simply didn't agree. But yeah. Fucking Van's the new the flyweight champion, I guess. Run this shit back immediately. As soon as Pantoja's ready, run this shit back. Cause this is bullshit. This is so like, I don't want to say not fair, but this is not how it should have been. This is not how it should have been at all. But yeah, it was for anyone wondering how the fight went, the fight started off, Pantoja was on Van for a bit. He threw some combos, threw some blitzes, some leg kicks to Van. They exchanged a couple combos here and there, and then Pantoja threw a head kick. This is how the fight ended. Pantoja threw a head kick. Van caught it and tried to turn into a single leg and run the pipe with it or whatever. Tried to turn it into a single leg and take Pantoja down with it. Pantoja stuck his hand out to post to try and brace himself, to try and brace the fall. His fucking arm snaps inward or whatever. His arm like snaps inward like this and dislocates and like snaps completely at like on like this like part of this part of his elbow or this part of his arm. It snaps inwards like that in that direction when Pantoja tried to brace himself in post for when he was falling, which was so, and I realized it immediately. I didn't see the arm break, but I realized it how when Pantoja was on the ground and he was holding his fucking arm and he talked to the ref, I knew immediately he fucking broke his arm or dislocated his arm. But yeah, this just this fucked me up. I'm not gonna lie. It's got me mad. But I don't even know what to say. Like, run this shit back immediately. Run it back immediately. Okay, maybe in the meantime while Pantoja's like getting surgery and shit, y'all can do Tyra and Van. But as soon as Pantoja's healthy and good to go, run this shit back. Cause I felt robbed of a co-main event in this fight. But yeah. Moving on to the main event. Now, I know my pick lost, but I'm kind of happy about this. Low key, I'm happy about this. Okay, we're back. Okay, we're back. I tried to go logically with my pick, because never in a million years what I thought that did I think this outcome would happen, but it did. We got Piotr Yan defeating Merab Dvalishvili 4-1. I think every judge had scored the first round for Merab, but and then 2 judges scored the rest of the rounds for Yan, I believe, which lines up with my scoring as well. I had it a 4-1 Yan at the end of the 5th, but yeah, good. This is a great performance from Yan. This was Yan just not getting deterred by the pressure and the pace of Merab, landing his own counters back on Merab's boxing. Yan, he was really countering Yan was countering Merab with that right hand a lot. Really, like, every time Merab would throw a combination, Yan would answer back with a good combination of his own, and he would he was landing with more significance and more power on Merab. He was every time Merab tried to get that body lock on Yan, he was elbowing the forearms of Yan, which was in hindsight a really smart decision, tiring out the forearms of Merab Dvalishvili in that body lock. And yeah, he also looked good with the offensive wrestling as well. Later on in the fight, the first round, it was a close round. You could say Merab, because he was landing more and doing more, getting his control time against the fence and his takedowns. But yeah, this was for most of the rest of the fight, this was Yan landing the more effective counters, landing the more damaging shots, the better counters, the better shots, pressuring Merab too. He was pressuring Merab back in this fight a lot, which I like to see. I really like to see. Hurting Yan, hurting Merab. He hurt Merab with I think a right hand in the second, or maybe in the third. I think it was the second. He hurt Merab with the right hand, stumbled him a lot. Merab's got a chin on him. He took a lot of shots. He took like a flush head kick too. His face was all fucked up by the end of this fight. Yan hurt him with a body kick too. I think he might have broke the ribs of Merab with the body kick in the third, I believe. And then hurt him multiple times with the right hand and the counters. He took Merab down a lot in this fight too. He dunked Merab on his head in the third round, and then Merab fucking returned the favor, lifted up Yan on his shoulders, walked to the center of the octagon and just slammed him down. Yan popped back up on him. Yeah, just mixing it up a lot on fucking Merab. He was throwing a side kick to the leg too. I remember that he used that really good. Yan did. What else? Pressure. Some fucking I think he landed a couple knees up the middle too, if I'm not mistaken. Yan did. Yeah, and also fucking Merab didn't do any damage to Yan. I felt like he didn't cut Yan up any kind of which way at all, even while Merab's face was like brutally fucking leaking, multiple cuts on his nose, on his cheek, under his like right cheek or right eye, on his right cheek, cut there, just like really fucked up. And yeah, this was Yan just not being deterred from the pressure and pace, and putting a clinic on Umar, beating him the fuck down, beating Merab up like we've never seen Merab be beaten up in a long time. This was like a Frankie Sins level like beatdown on for Yan onto Merab. But good, really great performance from Petr Yan. Looks like his fucking Petr Yan with the right hand really is a nightmare for anyone in this division. And I feel like if he fights Umar, he does the same thing to Umar in a 5-round fight. I feel like he would fuck up Umar. Maybe even worse. He may even finish Umar in with a TKO, cause I feel like Umar is way more chinny than Merab, and Merab was getting stumbled all over the place in this fight. So I feel like when fucking Yan fights Umar, I feel like Yan will get him out of there in the 3rd round by TKO. I feel like that's my early prediction. If Yan fights Umar, 3rd round TKO for Yan. But Yan's the new bantamweight champ, 2-time bantamweight champ. Merab was talking about a rematch. I don't know about that one, G. You got to take some time off. I feel like some time off. We let the division sell itself out. We got, Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. We got, I don't think Umar's fighting. We got, we'll wait till next year. I think both these guys need some time off. Merab definitely needs some time off. He took a ass whooping in this fight. But, and that made me, 8-5 on picks. I think also another thing with this fight, I feel like injury should be a no contest. I feel like if one fighter gets injured, and especially if it wasn't caused directly by like a strike or by their opponent, I feel like it should be a no contest. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. I feel like since no damage was done to affect the arm of Pantoja, I feel like it should have been a no contest. But that's just me. But yeah, this was a great card overall. Like I said, when 8-5, not too bad. I had Merab, I had Pantoja, I had Tyra, I had Cejudo, I had Guskov, I had Torres, I had Duncan, I had Barber, I had Sadikov, I had Fahea, I had Turner, I had Iwo, I had Abdul Malik, and I had Naimov. Yeah, I had Naimov. So this is a pretty good card overall. 1 out of 10. I'm gonna start rating these cards. 1 out of 10. I'll give this card 7.5 out of 10. The co-main was, if the co-main was an actual fight instead of the shit it was, this card would have been like a 8.5. Because I feel like if this co-main would have fleshed out to be an actual fight, I feel like this also would have been a great fight, but it did not. So yeah, I'll give this card a 7.5 out of 10. And yeah, that's it. That's the video. That's it for me, guys. It is very late in the night. I'm gonna go to bed. You've been hearing me yawning this whole fucking video. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoy the fights. I will be posting my predictions to that Apex card, the Royval cap card, sometime next week. And yeah, I hope you guys like the video, or not hope, do like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll be reacting and posting pics and reactions to these cards and some other stuff, some other MMA related stuff on this channel. And yeah, guys, hope you guys hit the bell too. Hit the bell for when I post new content. That's something I forget to mention in these videos. And yeah, hope you guys have a good night. Hope you guys enjoy the fights. Hope you guys sleep well. And yeah, see you guys later. Peace.